I want to talk about the importance of making software for the sake of its quality and creating something good in the world rather than making money, because that's a trap that I've been stuck in for a long time, and I still am to some extent, but I'm thinking I'm a little more free from it than I was. I used to make all my projects basically with, like, I don't know, 50% effort in the project, or maybe more like 30, and then like 70% effort in the public image. Like, I used to spam like tweaks to my GitHub to make it as aesthetic as possible and just try to get people to notice it by posting on Reddit and stuff. Like, that was my original starting point. And I feel like in general, I've focused like so much effort on branding and not a ton of effort on like the actual craft itself. And which is really like a tragedy, I think. And luckily now, like, I've caught that and I'm remedying it. And it seemed to work out okay for me. Like, it ultimately, spamming everything on marketing led me to talk to a lot of people. But yeah, that's like my story with it. And I guess that's kind of loosely heuristically money related, but I wanted to talk about like making software for the sake of just making money. I've talked in other videos, this kind of LinkedIn startup culture, tech bro, like a founder, and they kind of care about the money and the lifestyle and not about like the quality. And the best engineers are the ones that, like, the money's fine for them. Like, yeah, sure, obviously that would be a good time, you know, if you had a bunch of dough. But what they want to do is make the world a better place by like releasing some really finely crafted bespoke piece of software that's just really nice. And that's so much better of an attitude to have, just kind of shaping the world in a nice way and leaving like long lasting change on something. And I had this one kind of mentor. I don't know, I didn't have like a super long-term conversation with him, but guy who found me through the channel and gave me a bunch of advice, because he's followed a very similar trajectory to me, or was very similar in his 20s, like going out and trying to find technical mentors and stuff, and like getting very serious about programming. And he said, guys like at our age, assuming most of you are guys, like, we have tons and tons of thoughts. It's like thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. But he said, you're primarily going to be motivated by motivation rather than motivated by discipline, which I think is really like an insightful thing and is very true. But I want to make an effort in this like period in my life to be motivated by discipline rather than being motivated by the idea of being motivated and like starting something and having momentum and having a cool project. So I'm trying to work on a project with the people in my Discord community, which, by the way, is still, it's ever expanding. More people are getting at it. It's its own challenge to kind of engineer an online space that doesn't like flop and become inactive, as a lot of Discords do, because it's just fundamentally like, I don't know, it doesn't work out in the way that normal social groups do in real life. It feels a little uncomfortable, like when there's a ton of spectators around all conversation. So trying to figure out like the ways to handle that. If you have some idea of how to handle that, absolutely, like, reach out to me and I'll get you right in there. And yeah, I'd be interested to hear. But anyway, yeah, so I've been trying to start a project with multiple people, and I'll talk about the project details more probably at a later date. But what I want to talk about right now is like, working on a larger scale project is something I don't really have experience with. I read this one book on programming management, and it was actually really fascinating because there's like a whole meta structure around how programming teams are managed, and there's different styles and strategies, which is something I want to look at. But I think this is, I guess, only kind of I don't know, this video has multiple points. My video's long since stopped having one coherent thesis, but there's a social aspect to programming that I wish was way bigger than it is. Like, I feel like we don't have enough pair programming going on with people this age and working on projects together, like not in a big team, but with like 2 or 3 friends that you could meet these people online and in a Discord or through a community like this. Working with someone and pair programming with them, even if they're like at your ability level or below, like, it's the same thing with math. Just like debugging a problem together and going through and asking someone like, okay, why, like down to the movement level, you know, okay, why did you like move like that? Why did you use that telescope picker? What's going on with this? What are you thinking here? Doing that is just like so amazingly helpful. And I kind of want to do some of that, like ideally, and either stream it or post it, just have a few people in a call and like walk through, kind of have like a committee of people. One person's driving and then a committee of people like making decisions and discussing everything. I think that would be awesome. And I think in general in math, like people need to do that more. They need to work together more, because like the social aspect of solving these problems, in my opinion, might honestly be the biggest like differentiator when it comes to people pursuing higher education and getting into more complex, abstract things, like really leveling up their technical abilities. Just because you have to be really, really smart and really disciplined to do this stuff on your own. And I'm not saying it's not possible. There are probably a significant amount of people who have, but it's just a massive skill boost when mathematics or computer science programming becomes a social activity. So yeah, I want to kind of do that on my with my community and probably document the process too. And now I also wanted to tie this back to making good software. This is not like let's start like an AI. Yeah, I don't know. Let's create a startup and make a bunch of money. It's like not to make money. It's to practice software engineering as a team, just to practice software engineering in general, and go from, because I know most of the people I was talking to about this are like kind of in their 20s, go from being motivated by motivation to being motivated by discipline. Yeah, I think it should be an interesting experience. And yeah, social programming, you should go try to do it. I want to facilitate that as much more as possible in this community. I'd also like to talk more about the community engineering aspect of trying to form like online kind of social groups that are successful. So yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll catch ya.